Morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Hi.
Recording. And where's Carlton?
Oh, I think they had to take their bike somewhere.
Oh. Okay. This is my indignant hip. Okay. I'm gonna lie down and draw the knees in. Just notice if there's any discomfort. And so Sharon, both those the first one, we've done it, we've done both in class. Not since quarantine really, but the first one, and Sally, I sent Sharon some videos. The first one is just magic. Like it's just like Feldenkrais. It's not Feldenkrais, it was a contemporary of his. The Hanna Somatics, and the stuff is so weird and so effective, but it's not about stretching. It's really about letting the muscle relearn its job. So I guess that's why it feels so weird. So I that's a long way of saying I don't want stretching here per se. We want the muscles to soften and then grip as they are designed to do. As we want them to be strong first. Place the left foot down, and so we're just going to find a little bit of that here in a different way. Interlace your hands, or if you have the strap conveniently located, put the strap behind the hamstring. And you could go high up. You could go right kind of around the upper thigh or mid. I think it's good to find the point where there's tension. And then keep some slack in the leg and press it away from you. So just against the resistance of the strap, and then draw it toward you, engaging the hamstrings. I'm also engaging the left side and push it away slowly. You may feel the belly grip as you push into that tension, and then draw it toward you. And if you're using your hands, you're just pressing the belly of the muscle into the hands and then pulling the leg back toward you. And I think it's important to go slowly. Press the leg into the hands so that the brain is following. Not that the brain is slow, but I do feel it is a little slow when it comes to the muscles, something slow. Press the leg away and then pull it toward you with that grip, trying to make that neurological connection. Let's change the vector a little bit. Take the leg to a 45-degree angle to the right. You can hold with a strap, if you guys have a strap. And you're gonna press the leg into the strap and then pull the leg back in, gripping tightly into the buttock and upper thigh and outer hip. Press the leg out and pull the leg in. Again, press the leg out. And using the core and the hamstrings, pull the leg in. Take the strap away. Pull the outside of the leg with the right hand, if you're using the right leg, or the left hand or the left leg. And resist like a wall. Push the leg into the hand and the hand into the leg. Create resistance. I feel this tension in the inner groin. And then bring the hand inside the thigh and push the thigh into the hand and the hand into the thigh. And do this a couple times. Give resistance to the outer leg, push into the hand. And Sharon, I have my knee bent to keep the slack. So I don't want the leg straight. I don't want to strain anything higher up. I want the slack to the muscle. I'm retraining the muscle. I'm pressing into the outer hand, into the outer leg with the hand, and vice versa. And then the inner thigh, and I'm squeezing the leg into the hand and out toward the leg. Bring the leg into the center. Have the palm in front of the leg, so right on the quadriceps, and push the thigh into the hand and the hand into the thigh. Keep that tension, rock the pelvis to place the small of the back into the floor and tip the pelvis away from you. And do this a few times, rocking to and fro just in the pelvis, keeping the tension in the leg. And again, I have the knee bent. I want that slack. Okay, and then pull the right leg in. And you may notice no resistance. It's like the smoothest caster in the world, just super smooth. We should have tested it in the beginning, but I know from previous times that there's a lot of tension there. And I'm going the other way. Open the knee up to the side, and my knee's really bent now. And I'm gonna grip behind the leg, and this is what we normally do, and I'm giving this just a little bit of pull out and in, just a little rocking. And now this is passive. I'm not using the intelligence of the leg, I'm just doing it to make some space manually, meaning I'm not asking the leg to do anything. And now I'm going to continue with that passive movement here. I'm going to take the leg over to the left, extend the right arm out and allow the twist to just happen from the shape, not from force. I want my shoulders really heavy. And let's add some other tricks. We're going to look up to so we're going to move our eyes up and to the right. And it, for me, triggers a yawn as that vagus nerve resets. And for all of us, there should be some sort of concrete evidence to this reset, like more saliva, some kind of discharge of a yawn or saliva. And if nothing happens, I recommend doing this a lot until you start training it, because we do want that vagal nerve free. And you might notice a difference in your inhale. The umbrella of the diaphragm opens really well. So you feel that the entire circumference, that circumferential opening around your middle. And then reach through the right arm, let yourself be rolled to the back and pull your legs in, and just notice the difference between the right and left side. It might be subtle, it might not be. And circle both knees. And place the right foot down on the mat. Take your hands or your strap around some part of your hamstring where there's tension. If there isn't any, that's good too. So give yourself a little bit of resistance with hands or strap, slacken the legs nice and soft, and push the thigh into the resistance and back. Now, I don't want the resistance, your hands, or the strap to do the work. I want the hamstring to figure this out. So you're pushing forward and you're pulling it back. Pushing forward, pulling it back. Now this side, I don't have the neural connection at all. Like vague, it's really vague. It's hard for me to figure it out. So I'm gonna be quiet and try to really feel it. And then let's change the angle, we'll change the vector. And I want you to turn your right toes slightly out and take your left leg about 45 degrees to the left, keeping that slack in the leg. And you're gonna press it against the resistance and pull it back in and try to use that upper butt, like where the hamstring connects to the ischial tuberosity, where it connects to that sits bone. I want you to try to pull from that upper location, that upper connection. Like grip your butt to pull it in. And as I'm doing that, my jaw's trying to do it. My brain's trying to do it. My hamstring, not so much. It's like, I don't really know. And always slow down for the part of you that's not getting something. Don't make it do something it doesn't know how to do. I've said this a lot in class, and I think it's really good advice. Slow down for the slower sister. Like one leg is going to be different than the other, one body part, and you have to go as slow as the slowest part. And then take the strap off, and hand to the outer leg, and you're going to press the leg into the hand, so out toward the floor, and the hand resists, creating a grip. For me, it's on the inner thigh. And then the opposite, hand to the inner leg, and push the leg into the hand and the hand into the leg. Oh, I feel it in my abs, which is exciting. And then out, and do out, and in a couple times. Now, let's do something else too. I want you to take your shin and kick, so the leg stays where it is, the thigh, but kick the shin out to the left. So the shin, there's deep internal rotation. So you're gonna take your foot to the left. Or, yeah, right's how I get. And then straighten the leg, and then externally rotate it so the foot comes in toward the midline. And then internally rotate it so the foot goes out. And straighten and in. And as you go in, have the hand on the outer thigh. As you rotate out, place the hand on the inner thigh. Keep that resistance. And we'll go back to the center. Take the hand in the front of the thigh. So my left leg is now centered, and I'm pushing my hand against my leg and my leg against my hand. And now rock your pelvis forward and back. Keeping that tension on the front of the thigh. And I'm just curling my tailbone under and lengthening it away. This is also helping the neck quite a bit. And then hands behind the leg and feed the leg into the hands and resist. And then draw the knee in and circle the knee. And for me, this side is brutal when I circle, not brutal, that's an exaggeration, but I don't love it. And right now it feels as smooth as it ever has. Ever might be an exaggeration, but years. Take it open to the left, and that's not very long to fix it, or well, it's fixed, but turn it back on in a proper way. Hold from underneath, and now we're going to passively pull that leg out a little bit and let it slack back in. Pull it out and in. So I'm just alleviating some of the pressure in the acetabulum. I'm pulling it, the femoral head, out a little and letting it slide back in. Out, and it's really little. Yeah, encouraging that fluid, that hydration in the tissue. And then I'm going to take it, the left arm out to the side and carry that knee across, keeping it passive for now, turning the head to the left and adjusting the spine and shoulders. I like to, in this case, adjust them over a little bit. Mine needed to go to the right. Look up to the left and strain your position of your eyes a bit. Really look up and then to the left as far as you can and wait for it. There'll be some kind of expression of a yawn or a change in the breath or more saliva in the mouth. And one side might be stickier. It might take a moment. I've noticed when people don't do this a lot, it sometimes takes a while. I do it almost daily. I think it's one of the greatest things you can do. is reset the vagus nerve. You can also do it with cold water, diaphragmatic breathing, myofascial release, but I think this works the best. And then reach through the left arm, roll onto your back, and hug your knees in. And you probably feel like $1,000,000. Circle your knees. And one more time for good measure. The knees are stacked over the hips. The hands go in on the legs and push the legs into the hands and the hands into the legs. Flex, dorsiflex the feet. Pull the shoulder blades softly onto the back. And feel your belly hollowing out. And the expansion of the ribcage and the diaphragm is like this beautiful jellyfish just opening inside. And then hands on the inner thighs and squeeze your hands. Squeeze in. Ooh, until you feel that deep grip on the outer hip. Wow. And then hands to the outer thighs and press the legs into the resistance of your hands. As though you had 150 pounds on that abductor machine. And I noticed that this goes right up into my head, right at the occiput. There's so much tension. I don't know how to dismantle that. I'll get back to you on that. But it's important to notice how this load is affecting that. Do we get all the angles? I know. Hands to the backs of the thighs and press the thighs into the hands. And the hands push forward and see if you can feel your bum, the muscles in your bum. Okay, and then let your feet go. Clock circle here with the pelvis. And just for now, leave the bum down and try to hit the whole clock. So especially the 15-minute marks. Is that right? So 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I get really insecure about this. So 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And the idea is to dissociate the pelvis from the thighs. So the thighs, in my imagination, are not moving, although I'm looking in mine. I'm like, who's that? And I'm like, well, that's me. My thighs are moving a lot. So I'm going to slow down. But the cool thing is, yeah, and I can see it in you. When you slow down, the belly really starts to kick up. And then you can go the other direction. If you look this up online, there's this cool sort of weird shaped bowl to stick your butt in to do this. I haven't tried it. I don't know. It's kind of expensive. I'm like, but I could just do it without the bowl. But it might be interesting if you know someone who has it, or if you feel like investing in it. I wonder if my mom has it. Well, I think she turned off. Okay. And then tip your pelvis away from you, so toward that, I think we called that 6 o'clock, and or 12. And then we'll do both toward you, so away from you and toward you. And as that tailbone tucks, raise the buttocks up and squeeze your right butt cheek and then left, and alternate. Right glute, left, right, and left. Keep going. Firm your belly, and you can grip the mat if you want the help, or you can raise the arms and flex the hands if you want more of a challenge. Or have the fingers up toward the sky, slightly different, and pull the shoulder blades down. And I find that helps the cervical curve, I mean. And then turn your toes out slightly and pull your heel, lift your toes, turn them out, and then lift all the foot except for the heel. You might need to take your feet slightly, I have to take my feet slightly forward, and pull your heels toward your butt. Pull. Feel those hamstrings wake up. Squeeze. And then push the feet away and then drag them. And away, and pull. Lower the balls of the feet. Bring the feet in a little closer and lift your heels. Squeeze right butt and left butt. Woo, and right butt and left butt. Keep going. And then squeeze both butt cheeks when you're even. Keep the heels up. And then slowly lower the heels down. Press the calves down toward the heels, feeling the full grippage of the backs of the legs. Try to engage the calf muscles down. Lift the butt higher. Relax the arms if they're up. And then bring your bum to hammock height and swing your hammock. So bigger swings with the hips, right to left. Belly firm. And firm and sort of sinking down into this shape. Turn your feet slightly forward so they're less externally rotated. Lift the balls of the feet. Press the calves down toward the heels. Driving through the calves and heels, raise your buttocks up. Pull the heels slightly toward you, feeling that massive grip in the backs of the legs. Those suckers are on. And then lower the feet. Arch the back, lower the buttocks, and then let the rest of the spine slowly come down. Turn your head to the right, let the knees fall to the left. Sweep your arms back behind you, grab hold of your left wrist and pull. Take your tailbone and aim it toward your left knee. If you're on the other side, just switch my instructions. Take your front ribs and tuck them down. Feel that elongate the lower back. So there's like this sleek elongation there. Pull and bow your ribs slightly to the left, feeling tension in that left lat. Then release the grip. Chill for a second. Breathe in. As you breathe out, feel your deep abdominal engagement, psoas engagement, and let the knees fall to the right. Grab hold of your right wrist and pull. My left hand is holding my right wrist and I'm getting a nice, good elongation on that lateral right side. My ribs bow in that direction to the right. And I lengthen my tailbone toward my knees. And I'm able to get a very long lower back. Tailbone extends like a pointer, like a wand, and the belly draws back. And then release that grip, pull the belly in, and slowly, slowly, slowly draw the knees back to center. Pause here. Let the arms relax out to the side. Take a deep breath. Notice the space there and exhale. Take your hands to your nose. Cover the right side with the right thumb, and the the ring finger is on the left nostril. Open the left side, inhale, breathe. Close the left side, exhale, right. Inhale, right. Close, exhale, left. Inhale, left. Close, exhale, right. Inhale, right. Close, exhale, left. So just really short and then release the hand, we'll breathe normally. When we reintegrate muscles that have been injured, it's important, I believe, to reset the nervous system with something simple like that, so that the whole body is on board with this reset. We can reinstruct the muscle and reconnect the neurological connection, but if the nervous system is still anxious, it's going to create tension and make that healing take a lot longer. Okay. Take your hands behind your head. We're going to strengthen the front of the body as well, checking in, lift the head and neck up, and then bring the left elbow to the right knee and extend that left leg long. As you pull that leg in, use the hamstring, go slowly, and then twist and extend the right leg out. Inhale, pull with the hamstring to withdraw that right leg back and twist. So these are just bicycles. You know them so well, but I want you guys all are riders, but I want you to go nice and slow. Oh, Sally, I'm not sure if you are. I think so. And then you're pulling it in, really using your hamstrings. Go as slowly as you need to have the muscle do the work, the correct muscles. Pull them in. As though you were Pilates and you had resistance on the feet. And I like adding texture as though I'm moving through something thick, like molasses. Really salty seawater. Three, two, one, and then hug behind the legs. Let's take it all the way up and come on to all fours. Let's move through the spine, a few cat-cows. And again, when something is hurting, you can't take any movement for granted. So when we lift a cow, we're lifting those ischial tuberosities, those sits bones, and there's an attachment there. So you might need to back off at the end range. As you tuck it under, some of the auxiliary muscles might be angry. So it's good to go slow and be very aware of what you're finding. You can use gluteal muscles to support this action, along with deeper abdominal muscles. Add the breath. The next time you feel complete, you've completed both actions, come to a neutral spine. We're going to keep the knees relatively, like pretty much where they are, but to squeeze them toward each other. So adduct, and then abduct. And you can really get your shins heavy and press the knees apart and pull them in. And apart, that makes my feet cramp. And in, we're going to keep the in, that tension, and extend the right leg back. Now go as slowly as you need to. So, take your lower ribs, fold them in, squeeze your belly, and now, and even you could take a pillow. I think a block is pretty nasty. You could do it with a block. Behind your right hamstring, let's do that. So, sorry, I've clipped it into the space between my knee and my butt. And I'm squeezing it. You could use a ball, you could use a pillow. We're gonna lift that knee up. Now squeeze that pillow. Flex the foot if it's too intense. Now, try not to do what I'm doing, which is totally collapse my torso. Pull that in, push down through the hands, and pulse up. 5, 4, and really grip the tushy. 3, squeeze that prop, whatever it is, or maybe it's just in your imagination. 2, 1. Now, take it to the right. Try not to put all the weight into the left hand. Draw that left shoulder blade down the back. I've lost my prop. That tells me something. about the weakness in my leg. And 5, out to the side. And I can't even hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to the middle. Take it back. Squeeze that prop. Mine just fell. If you still have yours, great. Down. Out to the right. Down. Behind you, squeeze. Down. Out to the right. Down. One more time. Behind you, squeeze. Tuck the tailbone. Take it down. Keep that tailbone tucked. Take it out to the side and down. And release your prop. Come up onto your shins. Stretch out through that right leg out to the right. Turn the toes out. Bend the right knee. You might feel this in the inner thighs. Go slowly and straighten. Bend, tailbone off, and straighten. Now, I could do this and not think about it, but today, I really want the muscles in the right hamstring feeling this. So I'm pulling the leg to straighten it and reattach the muscles. I'm pressing to bend the knee. I'm pulling to straighten. Tighten those quadriceps. Press and pull. Inhale the arms up, flex the right foot, and tuck your pelvis under, send the booty back. Tuck it under, send it back. Look up, press the palms together, drop the head back, and take the pelvis forward and back. Bring it under, reach up higher, get more length from the trunk. And then bring your hands down, folding forward. Sit back onto your left heel and drop your head. Come forward onto your left knee and then squeeze your right leg back to the middle. And I actually felt a cramp in my calf, which I don't think I've ever felt. That's exciting in its own way. Yeah, you might want to keep the pillow. So that's a lot on your wrists. You could do this next one on your fists or on your forearms. And 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow again. Just limbering up and getting that the synovial fluid and cerebral spinal fluid moving. We want all that hydration moving through our tissues. And just notice if the end range feels safer or if it didn't feel unsafe, if perhaps it feels a little more accessible to bring the head toward the tailbone and the tailbone toward the head, feeling the erector spinae of the back muscles turning on. Mine used to turn on effortlessly, and now they don't. No. And let's turn the hands around. So if you're still on your hands, turn them toward you to 6 o'clock and get that flexion in the wrist going. And, oh, excuse me, Lola. I also just want to give a shout out to 2 products before I forget, but I'll also tell you later. But Ligaplex, Ligaplex by Standard Process, very, very good. Seems to have relaxed my body in all kinds of ways, just made me feel very comfortable. And then Ceratoflow by Apex Energetics just stopped my hot flashes. Just made them go away, just stopped them. And I got my period again. So crazy. Okay, extend your left leg out. Maybe TMI, but still. Okay, let's take that prop. So turn the hands around. I should have said this before. Let's get that prop and put it behind the knee. Grip. I'm on my left leg. All right, so just that's hard. And then tuck the ribs in. You can have the fingers toward you if you want that extra added difficulty. And start to lift and lower. that left knee. This side. It's definitely the slower sister for me. Pull the ribs in. Keep the neck muscles relaxed and shoulder blades down the back. 5, 4, 3. Squeeze that right hip in. 2, 1. Bring it down and out to the left. I'm going to try to get my prop back in there. Up and down. Slow here. Let's try not to completely dump into the right arm. Just say, so I have the prop there now. It feels good. I mean, painful, but good. Okay. And then take the leg back, down, side, down, back. Keep the grip, down, gorgeous, side, down. I've just dropped my prop, but don't, if you don't need to. I didn't mean to, it just fell out. And up, and to the side, down, and one more time, up, rip it, down, and to the side, and down, oh, and take that prop out, and take the leg, left leg, and stretch it out to the left. Come up onto your right shin. Turn your left toes away from you, so turn them out, and take the arms up, out to the sides and up. Take the palms together, drop the head back, and rock the hips back and under. So do those pelvic rocks here. And can you grip? I really want you gripping that left hamstring. And then arms down, flex the left toes. You're gonna pull, pull, and I think I did it the opposite way. I want you to, I don't know, bend, push away, and then, it's funny, it's totally different on the second. Pull to straighten, press away, pull to straighten. Why is it so different? Bend, and pull, really engage those hamstrings. And bend, and pull. And bend. And then straighten that leg, turn the toes in the same direction as your face is going, and sit back. Reach your heart forward. And just make sure everything's safe. This usually feels good, but sometimes might be too taxing. And see if your lower back is free from the hamstrings. So are those lower back muscles almost as though they're part of the hamstring? When the hamstrings are tight, they kidnap those lower back muscles. So can you pull your heart forward here as a separate action? So the hip is in deep flexion and the spine is reaching toward extension. And then come forward onto the right shin and really use your inner thigh and core abdominal muscles to drag that left knee back to the midline. Squeeze the legs all the way together, zip up. Oh no, let your little red lobster. And you're gonna tuck your toes. Lift your knees up just above the ground and pull your wrists toward your knees. And squeeze your butt as you drag your knees, your toes toward your wrists. Really feel that grip. And then lower. Circle the head. And then the other way. Come down onto your forearms. Stretch your legs back and walk them far toward the edges of the mat. So you're like a super forearm plank. Roll your hips under, squeeze your glutes. Go forward and back. Come to center, find that center balance, and keep your torso forward as you drop your heels to the right. We're doing this from a wider stance. Inhale to the center, exhale to the left. Try not to raise your bum. Inhale to the center, exhale to the right. Inhale, just feeling the grip on the front of the body. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale one more round. Inhale to the, exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center, lower the knees. Extended child's pose. Deep flexion here. Drop the chest and head. Focus your breath into your back. Again, where we want to mitigate any sort of fight or flight fear that might be happening in the adrenals. So we're sending the breath into the back body, side kidney area. Opening up the back of the diaphragm, which often on people is quite stuck. Especially when there's any kind of discomfort in the body, or those muscles I mentioned earlier, which get sort of kidnapped by the hamstrings. It's hard for the diaphragm to open. For whatever reason, I think it gets bound up. And then pull your hands isometrically towards you. Look forward, feel the shoulder blades on the back. Come forward to your hands and knees. And I want, again, that tension. Pull the wrist back toward the legs and the legs forward. Slide shoulder blades down the back and lift your knees. Hover them so low, just above the ground. And then keep all of that engagement as you raise your buttocks and press into a down dog. Now, if there's pain in the hamstrings, keep slack in the knees. Deepen the fold of the hips and work on the length of the trunk. Tucking the ribs in, hollowing the belly, pushing through the hands. More slack in the left knee, press all the way through the right heel. And can you firm, as you work on just that one leg, the right hip into the midline and the front of the quadriceps. And switch. Really sink into that left heel, calf muscle, press into the heel. Quadriceps on that left side, nice and strong. And one more time. Really use your feet. Just be really indulgent in that pressure of the toes. So my right heel is lifted in a super high stiletto, and I'm really getting a lot of flexion in those toes. And then walk all the way forward. Lots of slack here. Rock to the heels, rock to the toes. Back and forth through really soft feet. Traction through your fingers, pull your heart through. You feel that there might be limitations at the sits bones to the middle of the lower back. And can you raise those sits bones and contract the hamstrings? Exhale, fold, super soft in the back. Rolling up, grip the belly and the butt as you roll. Sweep the arms out to the side and up, drop the head back. Tuck the pelvis under, send the hips forward. Tuck it under, send it back. This will give you more space. So this will help you elongate the sides of the body and get taller. It will also free up, get you up off those hamstrings. And hopefully, can you feel that grip in the horizontal butt cheek? So in the butt crack. So in the underbutt, under the cheeks, can you feel it grip? Exhale, and soft knees, folding forward. Inhale, pull the heart up. and put weight on that right foot. Raise your left stiletto, grip your belly, and as though you had the prop there, squeeze your left heel toward your glute. Raise the knee up toward the ceiling and pulse here. Grip your right hamstring and buttock. I'm going to recommend bending the right knee a little bit as you pulse that left leg. Feel it in the left glute in a different way. Make sure your neck is good. Bring the knee down and out to the left. 5, and down. 4, gripping outer hips. 3, keep the contraction on the back of the leg. 2, and 1. Bring it down, step back with your left leg. Take your prop, put it under the knee. If you have your blocks nearby, grab them. And have them on the outside of your left foot. Oh, sorry, right foot. Squeeze that left heel to the butt and extend. Take your tailbone back and under. And back and under. Leave it under. Squeeze the heel to the butt. Extend, push the top of the foot into the floor. Lift the knee off the prop. Lower the knee, squeeze your butt. Extend the leg, lift the knee, gripping the front of the leg. Down, contract. Reach your right arm up, reach back for the foot. So we pull with our hand, that's more passive. I want you not to be as passive. Kick your foot back. The hand is just holding on. Turn your left ribs. You're like a shawarma, twisting around that rotisserie steak. Turn your left ribs toward the right. Shawarma yourself, like spinning meat. Press your left hand, your left foot, sorry. What foot is that? Left foot. Left foot into your right hand. Sally, dorsiflex the foot and push it back. Keep someone behind you. Like so it's pulling you like that. But you can do that too. So if you're gonna do, let's untwist for that. So let's stretch the front of the leg a little bit. Take the knee back slightly. Point the left toes. Let's do it with the same hand. So right hand down on the block. Left hand now, geez, pulls the foot. And we're gonna stretch the front of that leg. Tailbone under, belly in. And I'm pulling that left heel toward my butt. And holy moly, that quadricep. She's tight. Ouchies. And then for a little more zing, I'm kicking that foot into my hand. And because I just can't help myself, I'm gonna take a back bend because it feels good to do that in sort of a brutal way. Okay. And then, sorry you have to listen to my inner monologue there. And then let that back leg go. Let's slowly send the hips back, flexion on that right foot, dorsiflexion. And as I'm bending, I'm pulling the heel toward me to re-engage those hamstrings. And then straighten. Keeping tension on those hamstrings. I don't want them to go slack. I'm pulling. And as I straighten the leg, I'm keeping tension on the back of it. I don't want to go to the end range. I want to feel that tension. And pull. And straighten. Externally rotate. Internally rotate. Cleaning the hip socket out. And put weight on that right foot. Move your pillow prop. And I'm going to use my blocks here. I'm going to step up onto that right leg and take the hands. You can use your blocks or take the hands down. And just a gentle forward fold here. And go ahead into the natural external rotation of that hip, that left leg. Bend the knee and let that knee open. Turn right ribs toward left. Then slowly fold over the front leg, internally rotate, shake out the head. use your belly and place the left foot down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale. As you fold, you're gonna feel the backs of your legs, I hope, a little bit differently. Let your chest rest on your legs. Shake your head out. And notice that I'm hoping you can feel those creases in the hips, maybe more than usual, like you can really identify them. And the low back is super soft and chilling out here. Giving the low back a break. Take another deep breath. And then exhale, dropping the torso even further down. Come up slowly, pull the belly in and roll up until you feel tension between your hamstrings. Not hamstrings, sorry, shoulder blades. Butt is gripping, belly is gripping. And when you get to a place where between the shoulder blades it's a little tight, go back down and rub the front of your shins. And then rub behind your legs, the hamstrings. And then make fists and beat your bum. And then slack through the arms, roll the rest of the way up. Pull the belly in, tight butt. And get up to stand. Rock forward and back, heels to toes. And swing your arms to make it a little weirder. And try not to be too hard here. Be soft in the feet. Try to get off balance a little bit so that you can find your natural balance when you stop. Find it with really soft feet. Don't let them grip. Just notice if there's ease in your body. Are your hands forward of your thighs? If so, some part of you is misaligned. Take the arms out to the side. Raise the arms up overhead, drop the head back. Take the pelvis, tuck the tailbone under, and send it back. Rock the hips under and back, and use this as an opportunity to get more length through your side body. Reaching way, way up. Yeah? Lift, you guys, yeah, beautiful. Arms go to the side, soft legs, fold forward. Inhale, lift through the heart. Find that traction in the back, rip the hamstrings. Lift up onto your right stiletto. Nice and high, really open up that foot. And then put your prop, if you want to, although I don't think we did, no. But you could use your prop behind your knee. And you're gonna curl that right heel toward the glute. And then lift the right leg to the sky. And start to pulse that leg up. Squeezing that right hamstring. My left hip wanted to collapse, so I'm steering that more in toward the center. And I'm trying to keep some tension in that left leg. I'm gonna bend it. The right leg, definitely. Yes. Belly in and up. And then bring it down and take it up to the right and down. And up and down. So it's like a hydrant, dog peeing on a hydrant, squeezing in. And take it out to the side. Hold it. And then squeeze it in. And extend that right leg behind you. Take your pillow and put it below the knee. Hands onto the props, onto the bricks on the outer sides of your front foot. Take the tailbone back, scoop it under. Do this a few times. Loosening up, dissociating pelvis from the legs. And then bring that tailbone under. Lift through the trunk and squeeze that right heel to the butt. Extend the right toes out. Lift the knee. And I'm not trying to come up higher. I'm trying to just squeeze the quad. Out the front of the leg. And then bring the heel toward the glute. Press down through the foot as you lengthen and lift the knee. Try not to raise the hips. Just find that length through the front leg. And then lower and squeeze. And lower and lift that knee. And lower it, draw the leg in, sweep that left arm up and around, and flex that right foot. Kick it away from you, lift up through your trunk, spine, and shawarma, right ribs toward left. Squeeze your glutes, twist. Oh. And slowly, switching hands, right hand's gonna come around, take that right foot. I had to adjust my distance a bit. Tailbone under and quad stretch. And I want it a little bit active, so as I pull that foot in, I'm pressing that foot back. So my hand pulls in, my foot kicks back, and it's brutal for me. If you want, you could keep lifting, bring that tailbone more forward, take a bit of a back bend. Always get it. Oh, jeez. Okay. And when you've had enough of that brutality, relax that leg and straighten the front one. I want you not to take it for granted. You're going to bend and pull through those hamstrings and keep the tension as you straighten the leg. And straightens in parentheses. I want you to keep a slight bend in the knee. Pull and straighten. And pull. So using my hamstrings in my flexible poses, in my forward folds, like this one, in these hip flexions, fixed my hamstrings. So using the muscles for me, as opposed to just stretching them, not without strength, did not do me a lot of good. And then you're gonna internally and externally rotate that thigh with awareness, using it like a broom handle to clear up the cobwebs in the hip. Dissociating it from the pelvis. So if possible, the pelvis isn't moving, just the leg. And I got some rocky points here, for sure. For sure. And then straighten-ish, but as you do, can you not tuck your tailbone? Can you stick your butt back more? So I'm straight in that front leg-ish, and I'm trying to do a back bend here with my butt. Pull that tension. Okay, and then slowly come forward. I'm gonna use my props. Stand onto your left foot and send that right leg up and just go for the natural opening here, up through that leg, bend the knee, send that knee up and open. Ooh, turn toward the leg up. Maybe standing split if you want. And if you wanted to, you could walk, if you were like me and cheated your couch into your yoga location, you could just take it nice and up and hold an inversion for a while. Raising those legs straight up. And, or not, right? That's a big or not. Good, beautiful. And then when you're ready, forward folding over the legs. Inhale, racer position, sits bones back, heart forward. Now raise your heels up, knees to the outer arms, hands behind you, and come back down into your bum, and feet forward. Hands in front, round your lower back, and start to go down. Arms back overhead, stretch the arms back. There's no Notice how long your sides feel. Feet flat. Take your feet wider than your hips and let the knees come together and apart. Together, feeling the inner feet, feeling the outer feet. Inner feet, outer feet. You could do this, level 1, or raise your hips up and continue. Feet flat, outer feet. This is more dynamic in the pelvis. You could raise your arms overhead or leave them behind you, or for an easier feeling in the neck, arms down by the side. The butt is up and you're rolling to flat feet and then outer edges. Really using glute meads, glute mins, glute max, all the glutes I know. There's probably a lot more. To get that special spot in the hips and butt. So outer feet, inner feet. Yeah, you could go a lot faster. I'm probably going really slow. This feels like the right pace for me, but you do you. And we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2. Feet flat. Raise the hips, take the hands by the shoulders. So I want this really strong hamstring feeling that you might have going on for this back bend if you're going to go deeper. Roll to the head and flatten your palms. Squeeze your elbows toward each other, but even more, take the elbows away from your face to give yourself a lot more room. Grip the hamstrings. Sorry, I don't like to talk when I'm doing that, but straighten those arms and legs and get all that deep, like my whole back cracked all the way up because my legs were supporting my spine so well. And then come on down when you're ready. Take your time and roll out your hands. Roll those wrists. And one more time. Raise your hips up into bridge. Take the hands back by the shoulders, and maybe this is where you stop on the train. Like you're like, no, you're just gonna watch. Firm the belly, own your legs, really own the backs of the legs, lift to the crown of the head. Roll toward the forehead. So you're practically in the back bend before lifting. Yeah, and then really lift the shoulder blades against the back, that's it, into the back of the heart. Find that lift. Beautiful. Liberation. Just absolute liberation, and then bring it down when you're ready. When you're down, feel your breath. Take an inhale and exhale. Okay. Rock pelvis forward and back. Just settle. And come into, we're not going to stay here. So the knees are just going to open. The feet are apart. And you're in this weird butterfly. So Supta Baddha Konasana-ish. The legs go apart. Knees out to the side. I'm on the outer edges of my feet. I'm going to press into the outer edges of my feet and raise my butt. So I'm in Supta Baddha Konasana-ish. But I'm going to leave it alone. You can do that. I'm going to grip my outer butt. You can go up and down totally. I'm not just gonna hold this precarious lift. I want my upper back chill. And now I'm gonna start to let my eyes sink back into the skull. My belly is firming. This is a natural reaction. Now, what I'm looking for is an even less balanced place or muscle place. So I'm gonna slowly lower. There's not a ton of room. I'm pretty low already, but I'm gonna find that place above the ground where my body's like, what? And it's gonna start to shake. I haven't quite found it, but I'm feeling like the little tremors. And if I let go psychologically, I'm starting to find it. Like there's like, huh, and there's a bit of a bounce. And we want to let that bounce come. Now, this may not happen, or it might happen. It's sort of one of those things that kind of is always there, but it's hard. It can be hard to find. And this is a deep, deep, deep somatic reset, and comes from Peter Levine, from his work, from his somatic work. The bum and the legs just start to, on their own, move. And it's locked up tension that we haven't released from all the stuff in our life. Animals shake it off, we don't, and we store it. And it just starts to happen. And it's like these weird movements. And it's a deep, deep reset. If nothing's happening, go back to that hover and keep looking for the place where the body starts to shake and move. And eventually you can bring the bum down and it will continue. These weird sort of jerky movements that I'm not doing. The body just does it. And it's this discharge that needs to happen. When I found these exercises, it was such a marked change in my life. Like it was, I can think of my life before and after I found these. It's profoundly different. Feels like not a big deal, but it really is. And we'll just do it for a few more seconds. And if nothing's happening, don't worry. Something's happening. You just don't know it yet. It's happening. It's beginning. It's like those little seeds are being planted. And to slow it down, all you have to do is put your thumbs pressing into that hypothalamus. So pressing the thumbs into that third eye point, and maybe a hand to the legs to kind of stop it. And then a hand on the belly, keeping that one finger pressing back toward the hypothalamus. And then go ahead and hold the zygoma, the cheekbones, the thumb on one side, and just straddle your hand across, holding the cheekbones, and the other hand on the pubic bone. In your mind, in your imagination, blur the space between the hands. And then slide the cheekbone hand to the jawbone, the connection, the jaw, the lower jaw. And you can bring your hand like under your bum or reach down for your tailbone. And you can just hover over it or put your hand on it. Or you might be just on the pubis, like lower, like kind of on this, this bump here. Pubis. And then crown of the head. And stretch the legs out straight. Take your middle finger and press it into the top of the skull. And then imagine these two little circles right on the balls of your feet. And hold this triangle in your mind's eye. So the two circles, one circle on each foot, and where your head, your fingers pressing on the crown of your head. And draw a triangle. Hold that triangle in your imagination. And then release that hand, and we're going to reverse the triangle, the outer shoulders to the tailbone. And let yourself fall back into that concept, into that shape. And draw a triangle from 12 inches off to the side, starting at the navel point, go 12 inches out to the right and place a dot there. Connect that dot to one below your feet, in the center between both feet. Draw an imaginary line from that dot to one place 12 inches to the left of your belly button, outer body in line with your belly button on the left side. So you have a triangle from your navel out to the sides and down below your feet. Place one more dot above your head, about a foot above it, and connect the outer navel points above the head so that you are now in a diamond shape. And then let go. Held in the energy of the diamond body. The blueprint. Gripping your buttock muscles, grip all the muscles that you can feel touching the ground. So the whole back line, push down through the heels, push down through the shoulders and raise the bum. And then let go. Notice how that changes the breath. And follow that, take that lead of your body, take a deep inhale. And exhale. And breathe in deeply. And stretch your arms back, reach out through your hands and feet. Draw your left knee in and huddle to your right into a little ball. Breathe outward into your back. Medicine for your back body. And then press down to rise up. So today was more therapeutics. Thank you for staying with me. Tending, we've done a lot of those twisty hamstring moves recently, so just tending to all of that area. Feet are, so can we be active in our seat here? Can we pull the feet toward the buttocks and feel that engagement and really use that cohesion to lengthen the spine and really free up the spine? Elevate the arms, turn the face up, inhale. Open the mouth. Draw the light in through the hands. And bring them to the heart. Place the hands over the heart. Where does your heart want to go today? Can you imagine a day where you let the heart lead? I don't know. I haven't done it in a long time. Just the heart's in charge the whole day. Maybe have a 5 minutes. Let the heart lead for 5 minutes. We'll start with that. Press the palms together. Let's create a path for ourselves to follow. Sending the heart's message out before us. Creating a path. We'll use the sound of Om to forge this space. Inhale.
though you could take that whole pathway and share it with your mind, thumbs up to the forehead. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this practice. Thank you for this community. Bowing to yourself, honoring this healing that you've done this morning. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. You can unmute yourselves if you want.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sally. I know that was kind of out of the blue, but thanks for hanging in. I hope you're
No, it was really, really fun. It was great.
Sorry.
Thank you. That was fantastic.
You're welcome. Let me know how you feel.
Thank you.
All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Sharon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.